Welcome to the channel. I'm Gavin. This is episode 18, nearly at 20. And this week is a bit of a funny one. It's a bit of a shorter episode than normal, so you're not going to have me droning on for a full hour like normal. You've only got to put up with me for 30 minutes. And this week, the reason it is a short episode is because I'm out the yard for a little bit, so I didn't get a lot of footage. But Archie's in this, and we also have a visit from a customer called Glass, which we're building a trommel for, and they didn't like what they saw. You'll have to keep watching to find out.
Hi guys, Archie here. So the lads have now got the drum in the frame. All of the wheels, as you can see here, are in. They've not been fully adjusted and tightened yet. But all the wheels are in. You can see the fifth wheel down there, ready to go. The drum is all in line. So this customer, Glass, they've gone for their own colour red. I think it's called Postbox Red. I think that's the name of it. And we've gone with a new paint for this. New paint supplier, new type of paint, and it's come out really well. We've got a nice shine on the whole of this frame, which you can see there. Obviously next to our matte black drum. It looks really cool, I think. So paint quality is harder, more robust, so if there's any material that does fall on it, it's less likely to scratch it and get in the way. As you can see now as well, the meshes have been bolted in. This customer has gone for 10mm meshes, the whole length of the trommel, with additional 20mm meshes for if they want to change it and screen for a different size product. These are connected at 2 points, so within each of these thirds, we've got 2 meshes, one either side of what we can see now. The joiners are just there, and there, all in a row, obviously. Yeah, very easy to replace. We just need 6 or 7 bolts to come out. New meshes on, bolts back in, and that's it. Something else that you can see that we do with the drums, just here, is that we put these little chalk lines on, little arrows, to show the direction of the drum. So show that the drum spins like this, round and round. We just do it like this. Jamie or myself put these chalk lines on. We work it out off the drawings, and that shows the lads, when they come to assemble, which side they need to put certain parts on. Just makes it a bit easier. There's no confusion for anyone. Our electrician can wire the drum up to spin the right way. Yeah, something else that we've worked out that makes life easier. And then we've now got the bulk of everything for Glass wrapped to Trommel painted. We've got the drum in the frame. We've got the in-feed and hopper. Parts of it sat here. Some of the other parts of it are sat on pallets in another little workshop and underneath there. We've got some more bits to paint, the big bunker legs and the doors. We do these in a strategic order so that we minimise parts having to be repainted if they get scratched. So that's why the doors down there haven't been painted yet. We're going to wait until the final parts of assembly, nice hammering, thank you, the final parts of assembly are being done so that the doors can then get painted, go straight on, and then there's no issues with them getting in the way for anything. We can get full access to everywhere, and yeah, it just makes life easy for everyone.
So I'm in the car, it's Thursday morning, I'm back in the yard today. Been out of the business for a couple of days, been to an event in London. So I'm in the car today, we're delivering a mini screen. I've got Richard, a new guy with us. He's an avid subscriber of our YouTube channel, same as everybody watching this should be. Watches all of our videos, so he knows exactly what he's getting himself into when he started this week. And we're delivering a mini screen to a local company that is shredding pallet wood. So they're going to have this machine on hire to start with, and if it does the job that they want, then they're going to keep it. They're going to pay for it and then keep it. And then after that, we've both got a site visit to a carpet recycling company. So we're going to get this machine delivered, try and get a bit of footage of it working, and then we're going to hot foot it round the corner to this other company that shreds a carpet, and we're going to have a look at that job, probably get some filming done there as well. I'm not sure what Archie and JMO have had filmed this week whilst I've been away, because I haven't actually had a chance to catch up with them. But when I get back in the yard later on today, I should do a roundup of where we are with different projects and then keep you up to date. So let's get this machine delivered and we'll speak to you in a bit. So we'll just get this unloaded. And what they do here, they produce timber panels, fencing, that sort of stuff. And what they're going to do is, they've got a shredder over here, which is producing the biomass material, and it's going to go over the screen because they're having problems with the oversize clogging up the augers and the other bits and bobs, rotary valves that they've got. But they've got a new boiler just here, or a new feeder hopper. That's the boiler just there. So what they're doing is they are taking the waste product from their operation, they're putting it into here. This is a bunker hopper for storing the material in. So anything that's been screened and is the right size will go into here at the top. There's an auger that goes along at the bottom, goes through a rotary valve which is in there, which is blocked up at the minute apparently, and then we'll feed up that auger there and go into the boiler, and it will get burnt and produce heat, which then gets used for other operations. They use it for drying the wood and all that sort of thing. So it's like a self-contained cycle that they use the waste product for producing heat to dry the wood. I think that's what they do anyway. That's what a lot of people do, and I'm sure that's what they're doing with this. So we're just unloading it now, going to get it in position. Slight complication this morning is they've had a power cut on this industrial estate this morning, so I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to run it up, but let's see how we get on. Good morning, it's Friday morning and I thought I would give you a walk around the workshop. Nobody's in today, nobody in on a Friday this week. So it's just me this week in the workshop. I thought I'd give you a quick walk around and see where we've got to this week, because as you know, I've not been in the workshop this week. So let's just get you up to speed on where we are on some of the jobs we've got in the workshop. So earlier on this week, we had the guys in from Mayglass and they spotted a potential issue with their infeed hopper on their machine. So we've adjusted it, we're changing it. Now we did have a breaker bar in the top of this hopper, and their plate glass, I thought it might block with the plate glass in there. So we took that out and we're now doing another breaker bar, which is over there on the bench that you can see, and that's now going to sit higher in here. So we've changed that and modified it so that goes in slightly higher. Also, we've opened up the infeed because they've got plate glass glowing in here. They need to get bigger bits of glass through. So originally this was curved in there, and we've opened it up so you can get full height coming out of there. So Rob's cut that apart and got a new bit to go in there, which is going to come straight up, straight across and down. So it's opened up nice and big now. And that's going to go in there. So Rob's going to get that finished next week. We'll get it repainted, and then that is ready to go in then. It's always good to get the customer to come and have a look at the machine in the workshop before it goes, just in case there's something they want changing. This was actually signed off on the drawing stage. I think in an earlier episode, we got Mayglass on a Zoom call to come and have a look at it, but
as I've said before, in that whenever you do something on the CAD, it always looks okay, but in the flesh it looks different. So they wanted it modifying, so we've modified it for them. Not a problem. Anybody wants anything changing and modifying, we're happy to do it because it has to suit their application. So that's why we do it. We've also got, in a previous episode, we made some sight boxes for a customer. Square boxes that go in the ground. We've got some more of them going through the workshop. So we've got 5 there to do. So there's an order for another 5, so that's the start of them. So they'll go through the workshop next week and get welded up. And we've also got, I don't think I've mentioned this, we've got a local vineyard near to us. They wanted some ramps making and a hopper for one of their conveyors. So they've got a machine coming in soon to pick the grapes. Hopefully if the weather improves, they can get on with that. But they needed a hopper to go on the bottom of a conveyor so that they could tip into with a trailer that they've got. But in doing so, it needed the trailer to go a little bit higher so it can tip. So we've done a couple of ramps for them, like this, so they can back the trailer at the ramps to get the height, and then they'll tip into the new hopper that we've made for them, which is a bit wider to suit their trailer to go on their existing conveyor. So that's another little job that's been done this week. Those 2 will now be painted, and I should think the customer can have them next week. The pallet conveyor has now been made. We've got the 3 sections here in the workshop. They've now been made. There's a walkway that has also been made to go over one of these. I think I've said before, there's a walkway that they want to go from one side to the other. So we've done some steps up each side. And then we've also got some flooring that will go in between. By the looks of it, it's this one, because we've got the brackets welded in here to take the flooring. So some flooring will go in between these rails here so that they can get from one side to the other. And there's some electrical buttons to go as part of the system so that the operator can stop the conveyor before he walks over. So that's been done as well. Some new GRP boards have turned up. I now understand that these are possibly called waffle boards. If anybody watches Asheville, they call them waffle boards. I've never heard it called waffle boards before. But it looks identical to what we've got here. That's that GRP flooring that we've used in the past on the oil screen for the same customer. We're building a tank that they can put IBCs on so that they can drain the IBCs down into the tank below, and then it will get pumped off. So they're in for that. And we've also got the material cut for that, so that can be cracked on with as well. Neil's been making up the other roller sections for the conveyor. These 2 beams here are for another section that he's just about to start making. So he'll be cracking on with that next week. And the rest of the Maygas trommel is starting to come together. Everything's been painted for this now. I think Dan's just still painting the bunkers to go underneath, but the frame's been done. The drum's been painted, and that is now in the frame, sat on its wheels. So that is now starting to come together. The motor and gearbox has been mounted for the chain drive, as you can see in there. So we've got the sprocket on here, which drives the chain which goes around the drum, and that gives it its drive. And then the infeed will come on here once that's been done. And then that will start to get built up. I think most of that has actually been painted. The doors underneath still need painting. The doors are in here. So Dan's got a week of painting next week, painting the bits and bobs for this, and also the pallet conveyors. So that will get done next week. In the small fab workshop, Steve and Harry, the new apprentice, have been making that recovery body that featured in a previous episode. Material is in, they've cut it. I think, as I've said before, there's no drawings for this because they've got the old unit outside. So they're actually taking all the dimensions and everything they need off of the unit outside. So this has been made on a couple of trestles, and they've got the main frame together now. And now they're putting on the 2 channels that run along the top. They've already done the cutouts at the end for where it locates at the front. There's two slots at the front where it locates. That's already been done. So they're going to get that welded on there, and then it'll be flipped over, and then there's some checker plate to go on the top. And then on that end will be the headache rack. This is upside down at the minute because it's just how they're making it. This is upside down. So they'll get this welded and then get it flipped over, put the checker plate on in the headache rack, and then this part is nearly completed. There's some other bits and bobs that need to go on this. There's some tie down points, and on the other unit there is some bosses that get welded. I don't know exactly where, but they'll get welded in here. They're quite important. Talking to the customer, what he does is he's got like a snatch block, so he's got like a pulley that he can put into on a post, and he can use that to line a car up to pull it up onto the ramp. So we're going to get Colin to make some bosses up and get them welded in so that the customer's got them for putting cars on. But yeah, this is coming on now. I was hoping to get some GoPro footage of this, but with me being away this week, I've not been able to. But we've still got the top deck to do on this, so we'll try and get some GoPro footage in a future episode of that. So that is coming on well now. And hopefully this will be buttoned up next week. I was showing you some of these a minute ago. These are the other 5 that go with it. You have 2 of these butted together to create the box, and then it has a floor welded into it. This is the other part of the sight boxes for that customer that had them previously. These are the lids down here on the floor. They'll have a fold put in each side to go on top, and then a lifting eye welded in the middle. So they'll probably get done next week. But to fold these, we have to change the tooling on the brake press. So normally when we're folding, you'll have full top tooling and full bottom tooling. But the tooling comes in sections, and we've got short sections and long sections, so we can interchange to get whatever we want. If you look at the profile of these, we fold the two flanges first on each side. So we end up with a flat piece of steel with a fold up each side. And then we have to put this fold in here. And because we've then got the flange up sticking up both sides, we need to change the top tooling so it's the length of that internal dimension there. If you could imagine that we have the full top tooling on, these corners would come and pinch on the top tooling, so we have to put different bits of tooling in to achieve this. And we've got a rack of different length tooling so that we can put different sections in to achieve what we want to achieve. And sometimes we have to take out one of these top holders, as you can see here. Take a top holder out so that that flange then can come up inside here at both ends. So we can change the brake press to suit the application that we're doing. Different jobs require the brake press setting up in different ways, and this demonstrates how we can change the brake press to suit the application that we're doing. And this week's interesting engineering fact. I like British engineering, as you can tell. I've got a Union Jack on our stickers. There's a Union Jack on my business card. We are very proud to be a British engineering company. So we like to do some facts that are British engineering. Now this one's probably a little bit contentious because it's about Concorde. And I know the French are involved in Concorde, but I'd like to think it was mostly done by the British, and we'll run with that. So, interesting fact this week is, in flight, it got that warm, it expanded by 30 centimetres. About that. Now, I'm not sure he whipped out there with a measuring tape to measure that, to confirm that that was true, but I assume he was tied on pretty tight. Anyway, catch you on the next episode. I've just realised what I told you. I told you 30 centimetres and went like that. Because in my head, I'm thinking, that's actually 30 mil, by the way. That's not 30 centimetres. 30 centimetres is like that and a bit more. It's about a foot. So in my mind, I'm like, no way would that be a foot. That plane would expand by a foot. It's 30 millimetres, it's that. But apparently that's what the fact says. It's 30 centimetres. It's nearly a foot. I mean, who comes up with this? Who's ever going to go, you're wrong? Double check it, because although I've just said about somebody getting out there with a tape measure, nobody's ever going to do that. So I don't know about that one. Catch you on the next one. So that's the conveyor loaded. The box that we've just put on, that's got all of our tools in it for the installation. We've done a full list of all the tools we need for next week. They've all been put in the box. I'm hoping there's a lot of air in that box. I haven't seen it, Jamo's loaded it. I'm hoping there's a lot of air in that box because all them tools have got to come back in their luggage next week, which will be interesting if that box is full. So next time we'll see them two will be when we're in France. So that's it for this week. Not a particularly big episode because I was out for a couple of days. But next week, me and Jamo are off to France. So we're going to France to install all them conveyors that you can see that we've sent in previous videos. So hopefully we can get some good footage of that next week, and Archie can get some good footage of what we've been doing in the yard. As usual, like, subscribe, send us some messages in your comments, ask any questions, and we'll catch you on the next episode.